Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2012 APWA Congress and Exposition. My name is Emily Barta, and sitting next to me is Jennifer Hughes, who is the Director of Public Works for the Village of Lincolnshire, Illinois. Now, why Illinois? Because 2013 APWA Congress and Exposition is in Chicago. So, Jennifer, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so as we know, Congress and Exposition travels, but the last time it was in Chicago was 1994. Why are the local chapter members so excited to have it come back?
Well, as you know, APWA was founded in Chicago, and we are so glad that the Congress is coming home to Chicago. It is just this beautiful town, and we're glad and excited to show all that we have to offer.
So APWA 2013 Congress and Exposition is coming home to Chicago. And Chicago is an amazing community, sometimes maybe a little misunderstood, very centrally located, very cost effective in many different ways. What are some of the reasons why you, as a Chicago resident, believe that this was a great idea for Congress to come back home?
Well, after the fire in 1871, we've been able to rebuild the city and really become a world-class leader community. We have, obviously, the president is from Chicago, but we have just wonderful things that we're doing with our transportation system, the water system, and we're just so happy to be able to showcase that this year.
So what are some of the current projects, that are kind of public works related?
We're reconstructing Wacker Drive, which is, if you remember the Blues Brothers movie, they were chase scene underneath the city of Chicago. Well, that whole road's being reconstructed, and it's just a fabulous, exciting project.
So lots of public works projects happening in Chicago right now, but also lots of fun activities. What are some of your favorite activities to do when we're not learning and enjoying the 2013 APWA Congress and Exposition?
Well, a good example is the week before Congress next year, the Air and Water Show, which is held out over Lake Michigan, and they'll have the planes come in, vintage aircraft, fighter jets will come over the lake, and it's just a huge show that you can see from anywhere on the lakefront, and it's a wonderful time. We have public zoos that are for free. We have, obviously, baseball teams, the Cubs and the White Sox will be in town at some point, and there's just so many museums and buildings, and if you're a fan of infrastructure as a public works person, this is your nirvana.
Is there anything that the city of Chicago is going to be doing specifically for the 2013 APWA Congress and Exposition?
They will be providing exhibits on some of the green roof infrastructure that they're doing, and back alley, how they're really greening the city, and they're trying to be a leader on this area. One of the major projects they're working on right now is making it bicycle friendly, and you'll be able to rent a bike and travel all over Chicago and see the communities and the unique neighborhoods that we have, and go out and sample the foods and just enjoy the city.
So many different ways to enjoy the city, and many different people here with us in Anaheim who are from Chicago. Would anybody like to share their own tips or tricks for everyone who is going to be attending APWA 2013 Congress and Exposition? If anyone wants to share any stories, go ahead and raise your hand. Or, of course, we're active on Twitter here at APWA. Go ahead and send your tips and tricks to hashtag APWA Expo. Does anyone want to contribute? We've got one right over here. Oh, two.
I know Chicago is pretty well known for its restaurants and things like that. Do you have any thoughts on how people might go there on a budget?
Oh, there's wonderful ethnic neighborhoods. Greektown is just a short walk away. Chinatown is nearby. You can sample just about every ethnic variety at local restaurants throughout the town. There's lots of street vendors around, and food trucks are coming into Chicago now. So there's just wonderful opportunities to get a real good sampling of the community.
So many different opportunities. We had another.
Is Chicago pizza really what it's cracked up to be?
Well, having grown up in New York and then loving New York pizza, Chicago pizza is absolutely unique and is more of a pie, but it is absolutely delicious.
Absolutely. Chicago pizza is definitely unique and something that everyone should try because it is so incredibly different.
Right.
There's pizza wars,
Yes.
geographically. Do we have anything else to share? Tips and tricks about Chicago?
Well, can you share with us a little bit about getting to the Congress from the airports and maybe getting around Chicago when you're there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's city of Chicago is expensive to park in. We know that. So we suggest that when you fly into the airports, and you can go into O'Hare or Midway, or even some of the outlying airports, consider mass transit to get from the airport back to the hotel. You really don't need to rental car in Chicago. There are mass transit, the L, the taxi cabs. There's so many ways to get around the city that you can get to all the neighborhoods that you'd like to without really having a car. So consider the blue line runs out to O'Hare, the orange line runs to Midway. You can get it, very easily get the train, or you can simply get a cab. But you don't need a car, and that's what makes Chicago wonderful, is that you can get around the town.
Chicago's definitely a walking city.
Absolutely. Right across from the Congress hotels is Millennium Park. The Art Institute is right there. You can take a quick bus down to this Museum of Science and Industry, or you can take the bus up to the Lincoln Park Zoo and spend a day at the free zoo. I mean, it's wonderful opportunities. Again, you can rent a bike and go along the lakeshore, and it's more than just a little pond. It really looks like an ocean out there.
No, it does. It's definitely not a lake where you can see the other side. It's a lake where you see water indefinitely. So I know one of the things that I love to do in Chicago is just walk. It is such a beautiful city filled with so much history, so many different styles of architecture, and I think the city of Chicago has done an amazing job with placarding the different buildings and the different historical sites. So if you just walk, look up, look down, look to your left, look to your right, and take in the experience and read about all of the different things that Chicago has gone through during the past.
I'd agree. And the other thing to do is consider taking a guided tour from the Chicago Architecture Foundation. They either have walking tours, or you can take a boat tour along the river and really get a sense of how the community developed after the fire and beyond. And you see how even just the changes in the skyscrapers and how they've changed architectural styles and functionality over the years. It's just wonderful to see that. And it's a unique microcosm of all of those changes.
So the Chicago chapter, are you planning on doing anything special or unique or different? How are you going to be welcoming all of the APWA members to the 2013 APWA Congress and Exposition?
Well, we plan to give a handshake and a hug to everybody, but we also plan to, we have a wonderful party in Star. We can't go through all the details until we know the Chicago Bears schedule, but that's just a little hint. But suffice it to say, we will have a wonderful welcoming party at a fabulous venue, and we're going to pull out all the stops to show everybody the Chicago spirit.
So why should an APWA member or non-member attend APWA 2013 Congress and Exposition?
Well, for the obvious reasons, you learn about your profession, you get to network with other people and learn about the state-of-the-art technology, but you get to experience it in Chicago. It's not just a floor full of people, and it's getting out and networking and seeing how it's applied in real life through the city, and that is just a unique opportunity. Also, Chicago is a very family-friendly place, and it's right before Labor Day, before the kids are back in school, so we would love to come out and see everything we have.
So come out and see everything that Chicago has to offer. For more information about the 2013 APWA Congress and Exposition, be sure to visit apwa.net. And for more information on Chicago, the location of the 2013 APWA Congress and Exposition, be sure to visit choosechicago.com. So Jennifer, thank you so very much for joining us, and we will see you in Chicago August 25th through 28th, 2013.